Old Yeller, or rather, hello. Here we are again. Both of us have been sick, so we haven't been practicing. So this is going to be a fun show. Standard, uh, you know, weather's the same as it's always been. We're still doing practices at Adana for the moment. Um, as we said last time, we're probably still about 10 practices out from adding real weather, and then probably another 10 out from switching fields. So, um, yeah, we've got a lot of reps to do, and we're going to try and start fitting some in over the summer. But of course, it's the summer, so we're traveling and stuff, so that'll be fun to navigate. But yeah, let's get rolling. BrotherLeb, you said you wanted to review mile markers. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, obviously I don't have any visuals up for that right now, which would be the most helpful. But let's see if we can refresh our memory on
Mm-hmm.
what they are on crowd right and crowd left. We'll start with crowd right. Crowd right 4 mile marker is the hospital
The
in
hospital,
particular.
yes.
Yeah. So that is the 4 mile marker. The 3 mile marker is the park on the east side of the river.
Yep.
So it's like before you get there.
Yeah.
It's a little like you just start to see it as you fly over it, and that's when you're there. The 2 mile marker is the train station, main station part.
Not the
Well,
not the junction,
not
not the
that
transfer junction. Yeah.
bridge thing, yeah. And then the 1 mile marker is still stadium. That's
Okay.
correct. So
Great.
that's crowd right. Crowd left. The furthest north corner of that like compound
Yep.
area is the 4 mile.
A little shack on the edge. Yeah.
Uh-huh. The 3 mile is actually just a smidge after that like set of green fields like you cross
Yeah. It's
into.
there's a
We
tree patch that you hit.
Yeah. The 2 mile marker, similar thing. It's like right before you hit this tree patch, and you are dead abeam the top of some like hoop houses, like these square,
Yeah. On
sort
the
of
right.
like
Yeah.
on the right. And the 1 mile mark is the threshold.
Yes.
Um, I have done one practice on my own
Mm-hmm.
since we did that scouting, and the crowd left feels basically the same
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Crowd right feels pretty different. It comes up a lot quicker. It feels like I wasn't going far enough
Out.
out,
Yeah.
and so when I was turning at the turn point I've always been turning in, I was just really early every time.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to
So
extend my outbound on that one.
yeah, so basically I would wait. Don't turn if you're because you look at the 4 mile mark, you get to beam um, the hospital and then turn in.
Yeah.
If you
No.
turn
Yeah.
in any
Because
earlier, you'll be early.
I was doing a beam the flagpoles, but it's
Yeah,
gonna have to be
yeah.
a quarter mile later.
Yep. There's actually a whole like sort of suburb that sort of points at the hospital too.
Uh huh.
So that's another kind of reference you can
Yep.
use for the 4 mile marker
That's a good point.
on the way out before you turn back in.
Okay.
Yeah, that covers that just as a refresher.
We're rolling 4 times for the horizontal rolls.
4 times.
Um,
Oh, we talked a lot
Blivet.
about Oh, go ahead. Yeah, we'll go in order. We'll go in order. Go Blivet.
Yeah, Blivet. Don't forget the rudder kick. I'm gonna go idle at Horizon and keep it idle no matter what happens, and you're gonna fix it.
Yeah, you just fly the best profile you can. I'll try and get the right spot. We'll see what that
And
does.
I am left rudder kicking.
Left rudder kicking 10 degrees.
Yes.
So my degrees are two
No, I'm
fours
not. I'm
here
right
on
rudder
board.
kicking. Am I crazy? Hold on. I'm upside down.
No, you're left rudder.
I'm left rudder kicking. Yeah, I'm always left rudder kicking. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, because I'm gonna. Yep. Okay. Sorry. No, I'm right rudder kicking. I'm right rudder kicking. I have to be.
Why?
No, you're right. I'm left rudder kicking. You're right. Sorry. I was getting my rudder uh, axes inverted.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm left rudder kicking because I'm going left.
Yep.
Remember, it's a cable
Okay.
system.
Uh-huh.
It's not a push rod system. It's a cable system.
Yeah. I had that inverted for the first 6 months in DCS.
Yeah, but I think I did too. I just didn't know any better.
Which is bonkers if you think about it. It's like you want to come right, you push on the left pedal.
Yeah, because
Anyway.
I mean, it makes sense. Us in like uh, the way that I thought about it at the time was you bring your right foot back. But anyway,
Yeah, I suppose.
so you were talking about rejoins and stuff.
Yeah, so for the inverted tuckover roll,
Yes.
we had talked about me extending that outbound, and I did a very like sort of rectangular profile to that last time,
Mm-hmm.
and you were expecting a more circly one.
Yeah.
I can do either of those. Which would you prefer?
I think we said do the rectangle this time. If I don't like it, then I'll tell you
Okay.
this time.
Yeah.
After this
Just
flight.
yeah. All right. Cool. I'll do the rectangle. Just so you know, I prefer the rectangle because I think it will give you more time with me pointed, like lined up, and just
Yep. Yeah.
flying the jet
I
straight.
just didn't expect it last time, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Whereas the
set up to-
larger loopy turn, I'll be kind of correcting until right before we roll in.
Mhm. Yeah. Give me
so.
as long outbound as you can stand.
Yeah, I will give you as long outbound as I can stand, and I'm going to maintain 350 knots until the turn. After that, I've got to start to bring power in. Otherwise, we'll never have the speed we need.
Are you bringing the power in the turn?
So I'm going to add power in the turn, but it'll probably stay at about 350 knots just because of the way
Right.
that the jet flies.
Okay.
And then once we roll out, in theory, the new power setting, which will just be probably from wherever I was to 90%,
Yeah.
will gradually accelerate
up to
us to
400.
400 or so. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, just give me air speeds until I call them in, and tell me when you're adding power.
Will do.
I think our contract so far has been adding power to percentage. When we're not in formation yet.
Yeah, what I've typically done is just adding power, and then whenever I get it set on whatever percentage I'm at, then I'm just like adding power set 90.
Okay, cool.
Like that's where I added to.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in, then like the speed of the power add or any of that doesn't matter.
Correct. Anything else?
Those are the things that come to mind on my end. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need.
Expect a faster coming behind crowd and more power out on coming out of the flat pass.
Great.
Yep.
Please, to the extent that you can, on the dirty clean loop, distances are the most important. Airspeeds also, but if you think of saying nothing else to me, the distances are really important because there's no way for me to set up the hit if I don't know where you are because I can't pick you out of the ground clutter.
Sounds good. I will give you distances.
Once you get smoke on, then I can see you and kind of set it up. But at that point, it's too late because I've got like a mile to get where I got to be.
Earlier?
It would help
really
me.
Bad.
I don't want to do it though because it'll look bad.
Yeah, because the float from the flaps, I end up plowing the jet.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
No, you just wait for the smoke on, and I just basically I need to know when you get to the 2 mile mark. Mm-hmm. It's the most important because depending on wherever I am, that's the last opportunity for me to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But I also kind of have to know how quickly you're getting to it.
Yep.
Because if I'm, too far forward, then I won't have the speed I need to make the loop happen. And there's just a lot of things that make it weird. So the distances are important. You don't have to do halves. You just have to do at least the miles.
Also,
if you have brain space to do halves, it's helpful. But
I'm going to turn in at 4 miles, which means you will have longer than you have in the past because of the new mile markers.
Right. Yeah.
So keep that
What
in
I've
mind.
typically been doing is been trying to be a mile behind you.
Just keep that
So,
in mind. I'm turning in
yep,
like I'm gonna be like rolling out at the hospital, not at the flags. So it's like a half mile further back than I have been, which means you'll have more time before we get to Samoa.
got it. Sounds good.
Anything else?
For that maneuver, also do what you got to do to get the profile set, but you don't need to go all the way out to the 4 mile mark unless you need that space.
I would prefer it because right now I'm scrambling to get the profile set before
Great.
the
Yeah.
2 mile. I want to be set on profile, smoke on, gear down at 2 miles. That's my
Yeah.
deal.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, use all the space you need.
Last thing would be don't forget to not have the spoilers engaged for the landing, and do that
Yep.
on discretion.
Yep. I did last time, but I didn't time it quite right, so I was a little further back than I wanted to be.
Okay. Oh, jeez. All right. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Ready to break. I'm gonna try and remember how to set this up. See you in a bit, Phil. Check, check, 1, 2. BrotherLeb, you got me?
Lima und Charlie.
Great.
Dude, I flew a Mooney yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
It was pretty fun. I haven't flown a. I've wanted to fly Mooney basically since I started flying general aviation aircraft, and because I think they're cool, and it's the one I'm hoping to take to the down for the reunion in June.
Oh, nice.
But I need more hours in it because it's got a lot more going on
Yeah.
than what I've been flying up to this point.
Are you? Can you get more type ratings before your CPL, or do you have to wait until the CPL for you?
I can get them. It's not type rating. It's just it's a.
Yeah, I
I have
know.
a
It's
complex endorsement, so it's just a matter of feeling comfortable in the airplane.
yeah. You definitely don't. You
Which,
definitely want to be ahead of the aircraft before you take a cross
yeah.
country.
Yup. So like, I got one more flight with the guy that's checking me out in it, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of flights on my own or with a buddy and just get more used to it. But
Yep.
I'm stoked. It's
I
gonna be
wonder.
cool.
No, I'm not going to get my endorsement before June.
Huh? For your
I was wondering if I'd be able to talk to you, like on approach, or like something like as you're flying in to Tennessee.
You probably could.
No, I
You
can't.
have to be in the right frequency, obviously, but I don't
I
know if that
one I
what
can't
that
because of
breaks.
type rating, and two, that's illegal.
Oh, that does make sense. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Performance is hot trash right now.
Do you think let's see. I don't know how to do this now that we're streaming. I'm concerned that my IP address may have changed.
I'm not You're just. It's fine. Just tell me what. Is the server up?
It is now.
It doesn't look like it. Also,
Okay.
I leave the banner up until we're in our cockpits anyway, so don't worry
Well,
about
I'd have to like read it to you if it changed. So
it. Yeah, or you'd have to do the lift the lens thing.
Yeah.
Which we've done before. Actually, I'm not sure if communicating on aviation is illegal. I think it is.
I don't know. I mean, if you came up just like some frequency and it was not like
I have to.
I don't know if you should be transmitting on like a Unicom or anything like that, but if you're just on some like there are some empty frequencies that like aviation people use. Like if you come up numbers, you come up 123.45.
I can only transmit within certain ranges legally, according to the FCC.
I got it.
So you'd have to come up to one of my freaks if that's possible.
As long as the radios do the thing, in theory. I
But
mean, that's
I don't think
how.
I'm gonna be certed by the time.
Yeah,
By the time we get there.
that's fine. You can just come fly with me to Iran.
Oh. Yes, please. That being said,
Though it's a small airplane, it's not big.
I know. Also, keep in mind the extra weight.
Yeah, no, I've done calculations for that, so that's
Okay.
not a big deal. But
Yeah, no, I'm just.
not a big deal. It's manageable.
It is manageable. Yes. The smaller the aircraft, the more of a big deal it is.
Yep, yeah. Well, the examiner that I've got for my check ride on Saturday is a big old dude, so
Great.
it's part of the deal.
Are you in your aircraft?
I'm in it.
Oh, that's definitely the wrong scene. I am not receiving anything from you. Bandwidth is idle at the moment.
Hold on.
Let me refresh my bridge and see if it was me. Because I've never seen bandwidth idle. Usually it's 0, 0 or transmitting like I would transmit some stuff.
It says I'm active with 0 clients.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I think it's on. It's probably on my side.
Let me double check.
Check. Okay, cool. All right, that's
Yeah,
better.
I'm pretty sure it's all doing it.
Okay. I am receiving 0. There we go. Now I've got you. All right, we're good.
Cool. Glad. I was like, I don't even know how to troubleshoot this.
I had a feeling it was on my side. Ooh, interesting. Our bit rate went down when I did that because. Yeah, well, that makes sense. All right, I'm ready for startup or for unpause.
All right, let's unpause. 3, 2, 1, mark it. There we go.
Nope. Sound is off. Move to Oculus. Okay.
Double check your switches.
We're TACAN 6, right?
6 X-ray. I don't know why I made it 6 X-ray. I could have made it 1 X-ray, but I did. There you go.
It's fine. It's good to flip switches. It's good practice. You don't want to rely on
having it all set, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, box on. That's set. Oh, stop it. Thank you. Okay.
Advise me ready for start.
Trace ready for ground power.
All right, stand by the ground power.
Right.
3, 2, 1, mark.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
I'm gonna be a little late.
Copy. Ground power is now on.
Stand by the starter.
Chariot.
3, 2, 1, start. Ignition in 3, 2, 1, start. Good light off.
Good light off.
Going idle in 3, 2, 1, idle.
Good idle. I keep forgetting to switch my hot bait.
Chariot, stand by the ground power.
Chariot.
Ground power off in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Machine, turn off the ground power.
Stand by the slats.
Chariot.
Copy.
Slats.
Ground power is now off.
Stand by the canopy.
Chariot.
3, 2, 1, mark. Start complete.
All right. Chariot's up. Tree com 1.
Level up tree com 1.
Chariot's up. Guard com 2.
Level up guard com.
Correction. Guard com 1.
Level up guard.
Takeoff checks.
Leb.
Check your smoke station on. Check your trim set. Check your heading. My heading. 1 tree 8. Check your altimeter set 2985 for corrected center line elevation of 0 feet. Check your smoke stations on. Check your master arm is on. Check your stab og is on. Check your slats are locked. Check your fuel lights on.
Good afternoon, Chariot. Update winds are calm. Clouds few 12,000. Altimeter 29902. Temperature 15 dew point 0. Check your altimeter set 29902 for a corrected altimeter 29985. For a center point elevation 0 feet and density altitude 72 feet. You're clear to taxi left out of Chalk's lineup or correction. Hold short 2 tree.
Chariot, clear to taxi. Hold short 2 tree. Solos were cleared to taxi. Check your power is set to 70. Off brakes now. Chariot's coming left. See ya.
Left.
Solo switching ACOM 1. Chariot's up ACOM 1.
Level 8, com 1.
Chariot, 2985 set, 0 feet barrel out.
Lab 29985 set, 0 feet barrel out.
Stand by the flaps. Check your flaps up, flaps up, pumps on. Chariot's flaps down, 3 to 1, 1 degree up, barrel out.
Labs flaps up, pumps on, 1 degree up, barrel out.
Chariot's holding short 2 tree.
Labs passing center point. That is passing Charlie. ChariotOfFLAME is entering Delta. Let's roll it for Adana.
Chariot's rolling. Solos are clear for takeoff. Chariot's taking 2 tree. And Chariot's rolling.
Let's hold short 05.
Airspeed. See ya. Chariot's clear.
Leb's rolling.
Stop, stop.
Ready. Leb's on top 6, Chariot.
Pull, 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 pull. There you go.
Stand by.
Very nice.
Smoke. Pop.
Chariot's clear 5 miles.
Let's clear 1 mile. .5. 4 miles.
Preliminary beam.
Beat.
Alright, take a mark.
Take.
Stand by, mark it. Chariot's in for the left knife edge.
Comes in left at knife edge. Seconds. Mark on time. 3 9. Three miles. Mark 400. Ruling. Miles. Mark 400 on the.
Smoke on.
Contact.
Contact smoke off. Ready, hit it.
Clear
Clear. He's full. Rolling out. Chair's clear and clear my lookout for the inverted.
Left.
Seemed closer.
We'll see. I felt like we were right.
That's because I was behind.
Three miles. Mark.
Match.
Four miles.
Eliminator beam.
A beam.
I'm gonna take a mark.
Take it.
Stand by, mark it. Charts in for the right inverted.
Leb's in right inverted. 10 seconds. Mark on time. Little angle. 400. Three miles. Mark 395. Miles, mark 400 online.
Ready, hit it. Smoke on.
Con.
Looking good. Stand by, roll. Smoke off. Stand by, roll. Chair's clear and clear on the crowd for the opposing blivet.
Lab. 2.5 mark. .5. 4 miles.
Eliminator beam. Larry, take a mark.
Take.
Stand by, mark it. Charts in for the left blivet.
Left to the left, blivet. Seconds. Mark on time 400. On. Three miles. Mark 4. Miles, mark 4.
Smoke on.
Contact.
Contact added up. Ready, hit it. Push. .45. Vertical, now 4-1 left. .45. Horizon, now A9 powers idle contact.
Con.
Set. Ready, hit it.
Clear.
Stand by, pull. Smoke off. Stand by, roll. He's full. Rolling out. Chair's clear and clear on the crowd for the Fortis. Coming right, hook's coming down.
Clear. Contact.
350s and lots of power. Easing some pull. Rolling out. 325 ease and more power. .300 coming easy right. Rolling out. Soldier on the crowd. Setting up the Fortis. Checking land lights on. 275 adding power.
Overshoot.
We're coming right. Coming further right comes the pull, adding more power. A little more pull. A little more right, a little more pull. We're at the 90 for the Fortis. Okay. Ease on the pull. Rolling out the Fortis. Chariot set rolling in.
Clear.
Adding power. Stand by the gear. Gear. Adding more power. A little dry. Center point. We're coming right. Adding power comes the pull. A little more pull. Stand by that gear. Gear. Hook. Chariot's rolling out.
Clear.
Ease on the pull. Rolling out. Souls are clear and clear among the crowd for the canopy to canopy.
Leb's got a gear.
Easing the pull. Alright, how do we want to handle it?
Douchey.
I feel like we need practice for this one. I can circle over here and you can re-rack.
Yeah, I gotta put it down.
Got it. Chariot's circling. BrotherLeb, go well clear, do what you need.
I'm just gonna
BrotherLeb, we're gonna do the Fortis again. I'll keep circling over here, we'll form up, and then we'll do the Fortis one more time.
Leb's up to 8 com.
5x5 Leb. Leb, did you copy on the Fortis?
A-4E copy for it.
Chariot circling behind crowd right 3 miles at 3,000 feet, 300 knots. Left circuit outbound now. Station 1. Chariot's coming further left comes the pull. 300. Station 2. Chariot's descending now. 2,800. Ease and some pull. Rolling out a little bank. Station 3.
Contact.
340 ease and power. Ease and more power. Coming a little further left and a little more pull. Ease and the pull and rolling out station 3. Ease and more power. 340. Souls are running the crowd, setting up the Fortis. Check your hook is down and your landing light is on. $310. A little pull to level. 300 adding a little power. $290 adding a little more power.
Douchey. you need, Chariot?
Chariot. 280.
You'll have to.
Sure. Adding a little more power. It's going to be a tight turn. We're coming right. Coming further right comes the pull. A little more pull. A little more pull. We're in a right-hand turn for the Fortis.
Left.
Ease in the pull. Rolling out. Coming back left and rolling out the Fortis. A little pull and Chariot set rolling in. Stand by the gear. We're in for the Fortis 40 high. Center point. We're coming right. Adding power comes the pull. Stand by the gear. Hook. Chariot's rolling out. Ease in the pull. Rolling out. Souls are clear and clear behind the crowd for the canopy to canopy. Chariot's adding power to 90.
Got you.
Chariot. Up we go. We're coming right. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Right hand turn for the canopy to canopy. Ease in some pull. Ease in more pull. Roll, and out comes the pull. Ease in the pull to level. Chariot set rolling in. Swung on. Up we go. A little more pull. Okay. Rolling out. Is the pull. Smoke off. Church rolling out. We're coming right. Comes the pull. A little more pull. We're in right-hand turn for the sector crossover. A little more pull. Ease and some pull. Rolling out a little bit. Ease and more pull. Easing power. Ease and more pull. A little drive. We're more drive and rolling out. The section crossover, a little more drive. We are 10 left. Smoke on. Ready to break. Ease pull, roll out. Pull to 80. Stand by, roll. Pull to horizon. Smoke off. Cheers clear, and clear him on the crowd for the opposing 4 point.
Clear.
Correction, in front of the crowd for the opposing 4 point. Luminary beam. Luminary, take a mark. Stand by, mark it. Charts in for the opposing 4 point.
Seconds. Mark on time. 4:05. 3 miles. Mark 400. Miles, Mark 400.
Smoke on.
Contact with light.
Smoke off. Ready, hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check.
Clear. Clear.
Ease pull, roll out. Chairs clear, and clear up on the crowd for the slow roll.
Leb, didn't hear last call. Clear for the slow roll. Leb's arcing 3 miles for the slow roll. Let's turn in 3 miles for the slow roll. Ready. Okay. Clear.
Chair circling 6 miles, 300 behind crowd right for the section loop.
Contact.
300. 310. 340. 350. 375. 390. Coming further left, adding power to 92. Little pull.
You got 6 miles.
Ease the pull. Roll out. Wings level, smoke on. We're in for line abreast loop. Up. We go a little more pull. Vertical 5-0 is the whole stand. Stand by the boards. Boards. Comes the pull, a little more pull. Stand by the boards. Boards. Ease a little pull. Up. We go center point. Chariots attach. Chariots attach, boss.
Flip is clear.
Chariots over the top 8-4 for the solo 8-point.
And left clear, 10,000.
Nice. Chariots in, solo 8-point. Ready, hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chariot Slayer. Peaceful. Rolling out. Chariot Slayer and clear him of the crowd for the horizontals. Two miles mark. Triple 5. 3 miles mark. 3.5. 4 miles mark. Preliminary beam.
Beam.
Orienting mark. Stand by, mark it. Trace in for the left horizontals.
To the left horizontal.
4 rolls today, lab.
4. 10 seconds. Mark, 0.2 ahead, 340.
Okay. Ahead.
3 miles. Mark, 390. Miles, mark 400.
Okay.
God.
Contact. Ready, hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Clear.
Chariot Slayer. Chariot Slayer and clear him with the crowd for the inverted tour.
Left is clear and coming left. 340 or 360.
Contact.
350. Ease the ball. Rolling out. 350. Miles. We're coming left, coming further left. Adding power comes the pull, a little more pull, power set 9. A little more pull. $370. Ease in the pull, 390. Ease and more pull, and rolling out. 390.
He got 6 left.
390.
He got 6 left.
Left, little right. Little pull to level work outboard to inboard. Ready, hit. Smoke. Little drive. Little more drive. Ready, hit.
Clear.
A little further left and a little pull. Stand by. Smoke. Off. little further left and a little more. Pull. Easing just in touch. Power's at 90. A little more pull. Easing the pull. Rolling out. Souls behind crowd. Set up the section. Roll. Coming back left. Little pull. A little more. Pull.
Leb, check your smoke station.
A little further left. And a little more. Pull. A little further left. Comes the pull. A little more. Pull. Easing the pull. Rolling out the section. Roll. Smoke. Up. Up. We go. Coming left. Okay. Little further left. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Rolling through. A little more pull. Rolling through. Easing some pull. Easing more pull. Easing even more pull. Souls in a left-hand turn for the fleur-de-lis. Comes the pull.
Sure.
A little further left and a little more. Pull. A little more pull. Easing the pull. Easing more pull and rolling out. Little drop. The fleur-de-lis. Up we go.
Ready, roll. Roll. Pull.
Got it.
Ease pull. Rolling out. Chairs clear and clear with the crowd for the dirty clean loop. Check smoke just in case.
Lip.
Okay. Not my greatest form flying ever, but it'll live. Spoilers armed. Chart circling 4 miles for the dirty clean loop. Idle. Turning in 4 miles, dirty clean loop. Idle. 4 miles, mark boards. 350, 3.5, 300, 2 miles, mark 250, 225, 2.5, 200 mark boards. Stand by the flaps. 2 miles mark. 200. Stand by the gear. 1.5. Chariot doesn't have smoke. 1 mile mark. Power's full. Up we go. a little more pull. 45. Vertical 2.2. Ease in the pull. 45. Stand by the board. Sports. Pull. 45. Nose down. Boards. 45. Ease in the pull. Adding power. Stand by the gear. Gear. Flaps. Clear.
Clear. Coming right. Keep 50.
Chariot's contact.
340. Power set 9. 330. A little further right, a little pull. 330. A little further right, a little more pull. 340. A little further right comes the pull.
You'll have 6 bucks.
Boss. Souls in a right hand turn for the section loop. Ease in the pull. Rolling out section loop. Smoke on.
Why did he turn so fast?
We're slow.
No kidding.
Up we go. A little more pull. Even more pull. Vertical 4-5. Ease in a little pull. Stand by the board. Comes the pull. Little more pull. Stand by the board. Ease in the pull. Ease in more pull. We're coming right. Ease in more pull. Smoke up. We'll come back left. Rolling through. Go further left. Rolling through. Comes the pull. A little more pull.
Finally made it in.
A little more pull. Souls are in a left-hand turn for the loop right across block 200.
Chariot for 450.
A little further left. Ease in a little pull. A little further left. Little pull. Ease in the pull. Ease in more pull. Ease in more pull. Ease and all that pull and rolling out. Little inboard to outboard, little low. The loop. Break across little drive.
One of these days I'll be in for a freaking loop.
Up we go. A little more pull. Vertical 5-5, a little more pull. Little right. Ease in the pull. Comes the pull. Ready, right, point 2 right, point 1 in. Smoke. Mile mark 430. 2 miles mark. 2.5 marks. 3 miles mark. Up we go, and a 4G mark. Vertical 4-0. 8 alpha. Horizon. Now power's on. 45, 55, 60, 65. Little shallow. 3 miles mark, and we're leveling it out. 2.5, 3, 400. 2 miles mark 400. 1.5, 400. 1 mile mark 400. Smoke. Click.
Sure, it's clear. Clearing in front of the crowd for the section tugaway break.
Left.
375. $350. $350. Sure, it's adding power to 90 and coming left. Comes the pull, a little more pull. 350.
Contact.
300. A little further left and a little more pull. 290. We're rolling out. Easing some pull. And easing the pull. A little dry. We're in for the section tugaway break.
Left.
Smoke on. A little pull. Ready, hit it. Pull. Ease pull. Rolling out. Smoke off. Coming right. Comes the pull. Ease pull. Rolling out. 1.5.
Contact.
2 miles. Mark 400. 2.5. 390. 3 miles. Mark 395. 5 400. 4 miles mark. Power saddle coming right. Comes the pull. So the right hand turn for the flatness. 340. 325. A little more pull. Easing the pull. Rolling out. Adding power. A little pull, adding a little more power to 82. 310.
6 miles.
Easing a little power. Smoke on. We're in for the flatness. Easing a little power. Center right, coming right. Coming further right comes the pull. Smoke off. Easing power comes the pull. Easing more power. Easing more power. The more pull. Easing more power. Easing some pull and rolling out. Stand by the flaps. Easing the pull comes the trip. Adding power. A little more trip. We're coming right. A little pull. A little more pull. Stand by the gear. Right hand turn for the section landing. A little more pull. A little more pull, adding a little power. Adding a little more power. A little further right. A little more pull. A little more pull. We're easing the pull. Rolling out the section landing. Easing some pull. Easing a little more pull. Stand by the boards. A little brakes. Easy brakes. A little more brakes. We're coming left go trail.
Left.
Adding power to 70. Stand by the flaps. Boards. Spoilers. Easing some power. We're coming left go wing. That was my add on the landing.
It's alright.
Using a little power. BrotherLeb, go well clear.
Looks clear.
Coming right, no power. They're coming left, no power. Coming right for parking. Okay. Little brakes. Easy brakes. Little brakes. Brakes. Standby canopy and engines.
What?
In 3, 2, 1, mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. And here I unmuted myself in Discord so I could do the thing without having to do the thing, and I did the thing. Alright. That was something.
It's a show.
That is a show. Alright, I'm gonna come out from under the hood.
BrotherLeb, you got me? Check, check, 1, 2. BrotherLeb, you got me?
Chariot, copy.
Name it Charlie.
Cool.
Well. Sorry about
That
the
was something.
shortness. I was too fast entering.
I'm surprised your gear went back up.
Yeah,
I must have probably had to overspeed it to catch you or something. I don't know.
or something. Alright, switches reset. Gear out of the way. Alright, and load that tack view. Alright, that was a show at Adana. Felt bad.
Yeah.
But there were some positives to take away. but it definitely felt like a regression.
Uh-huh. Make sure you're showing the tac view when you get the tac view up. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We
I've-
have not flown in like a week and a half.
Yeah,
and
no,
like neither of us have flown like at all. So I'm not saying that's an excuse. I'm just saying it makes sense. Like it's a perishable skill, and we haven't been fostering it. So
Mhm. It's extremely perishable, given the fact that we are still learning. All right, major safeties. Let's start with that. The Fortis, the gear. Yes, that's a major safety. Thinking through the rest of it. I almost hit the ground on the loop break cross, pulling out of the Immelman. And then the lineup for the section crossover was crazy. I'll count that as a safety. And then our approach to the field was too shallow. And I would not be surprised if you hit the stadium.
I didn't.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember hitting it, but it felt really low. I could see it out of the corner of my eye as I was looking at your jet. So,
I am going to pause the replay and see how close you got. I'm going to be really curious about that.
Yeah.
Those are my major safeties. I'll fix them for next time. Glad to be here.
Major safeties on my end. So yeah, I was too low on the section roll and the roll through into the fleur-de-lis. So that we got real low on that one. And then I had a conflicting flight path and a little bit of underrun on the line abreast loop. So I'll fix my safety for next time. Glad to be here.
All right. Kicking it off. Taxi felt fine. No notes.
No, that's
Takeoff. I was too high again. That's what happens when you don't fly this for a while. And I was also very lazy on the roll. So this is a D.
Yeah, my half Cuban on takeoff. Actually, this adjusting the trim setting has helped the low transition a little bit, I think. So that's good.
Looks like.
I didn't go far enough outboard though, so I would like to have a little bit more time straight and level before I come left at center point and smoke off. So I also overrolled the roll. So yeah, this is probably a C minus.
All right. Knife edge. Yeah, I mean, I was ahead, but everything felt fine, and it looks like we're gonna hit one right. Yeah, the roll to the knife edge was a little slow, but that's fine, and the clear was fine. One right hit. I'm gonna give that a C plus.
I think I was a little off on the 4 mile or the 3 mile, one of those two on the way inbound. Because it was so much of a later timing than what we've done so far, I was like very in my head about this maneuver, and so I forgot to add power. C minus.
All right, inverted. I was way ahead the whole way in. Overrolled the inverted, but the rest of it was good. We hit, funny for me being ahead, we hit 2 left again. My clear was good, pancake flat. I called the timings at the right time. I'm gonna give this a C minus due to the inbounds.
Inbounds for this were pretty good. The big thing is I didn't push nearly as hard as you did on the clear. I need to clean that up, so that's a problem. The rest of it's fine. C plus, not a C plus, sorry, a C. No, C minus because of that clear angle. Yeah, you're pushing like crazy. So, all right, cool, noted. Yeah, you're doing like a full. That's so dangerous. All right, cool. Yep.
Yep. So the full 3.5 G around that corner. Blivit. This is pretty good. I knew that I was ahead inbound, but I didn't want to spend time fixing it due to wanting to make sure I had speed. We hit one left. Roll inverted was good. Our push up the hill looks like it's relatively matched. We hit our verticals at the same time, and we kicked at the same rate, which is good. And you're outboard of me, so that's good as well. Let's see. You're definitely coming to meet me, so our second hit is... I can't see center point.
It's left. It's like
Yeah,
4 or 5 left.
4 or 5 left. But that's definitely the closest we've been so far. That being said, I think you might be 2 abeam of me for the parallax.
Alright, I'll try. It's hard.
That's interesting. Yeah, my 45 down angle looks about right. Let's see where I was. 50 and increasing, so I need to be shallower. Noted for next time. Rolls were good. Pull out to level was good, and clear behind crowd was good. I'm gonna give this a C.
Inbounds are pretty solid. A little overroll. On the first hit, I was matching you to the 90, and then I was way ahead of you after that. So that's why I was much flatter on the way down. I think I just need to trust that this hit is going to work. I didn't drive enough to really make the hit work. I was trying to, I forget how much that develops. And I was slow. So like my rolls felt really wobbly and weird. And yeah, the outboard thing, that one's tough. Let's see I'm on the right heading.
Yeah, you're doing good. It's fine.
So that
wasn't
so
a
I just
problem.
need to get a beam better, like just tighter in, fly you a little more. But I think that'll just improve over time. This is a C. If C is sort of like baseline, this is probably a C pushing C minus. It's just a little sloppy.
Alright, Fortis, F. But I'll talk through it. We were in a little close, so we ended up a little bit outboard. This is the first Fortis. Too fast, rolled inverted, and that was fine, and then did a bunch of speed jockeying because we were fast, and I was trying to keep us from overspeeding the gear. That was lost cause already. Yeah, I mean, I was negative 1G the whole way in, so that's nice. Nice and easy roll to the right, and then gear up and roll out, and I left you behind because you couldn't put your gear up. So that's an F.
Rejoin went okay, a little overshoot. Is that right? Yeah, overshoot. And then that kicked me wide for the turn, and then the turn was a lot tighter than I was anticipating. So I just ended up being really wide, didn't hide the jet at all. Got inverted. Your gear caught me out, so I had too much power, and then I didn't have my hand on it to fix that. Drifted into you. That's getting pushing close to a safety. Look at the tail. Right as I drift in, yeah, that's a safety. Fix my face even next time. Glad to be here. But yeah, it's there's so much freaking stuff going on right there. Trying to fly formation, get the gear down, all that. So yeah, that's safety. I'll try to fix that for next time for sure. Don't want to hit you. And then yeah, I was just sort of chasing it the whole way, and then had that gear issue. I assume as I was trying to get in initially, I oversped it. I mean,
I don't know. It was marginal. I shouldn't be up there.
Let's see. Yeah, there it is. 295 right there. That's when it happened. And I was trying to scooch in. Yeah. That's the first one of those.
Yep.
How do I grade that? That's probably a D.
First one of those won't be the last. Alright, second Fortis. We're in tight again, so a very tight turn. Had the speed in a better spot this time, so I didn't have to touch it much. Just a little add. Dropped a little bit inverted, but then brought it back up, and then was stable the rest of the way in. Center point was good. Come right after center point was a little shallower this time, which I think is going to be more of what I actually do. Overrolled the clear and didn't pull enough. Because I overrolled, I didn't want to pull into you, so I prioritized azimuth rather than attitude. And because if I pull to stay level while I'm banked over at the at a 65, we're gonna be in collision course. So try to fix that. This is a C minus.
We're saying things like position 1 through 4, and I was like, relative to what? So that was confusing, but I managed to make the rejoin kind of work. I was way fast, so I had to kick out pretty wide, but I was able to collect it before we did the turn. Turn was better. Trying to hide the jet, didn't really pull it off, and they got a little tight right before you rolled out. I said I was clear, and I barely was clear. But that meant I was kind of chasing it once you rolled in, and I didn't catch either of your roll-ins or for the canopy to canopy. We'll get that in a minute. So that's a bummer. This is a C minus, if not a D again. Yeah, I definitely did not catch that second rollout. So yep.
All right, canopy to canopy. This was a good setup. That scoop out at the end is going to be the way that it's going to be. Yeah, my yug was the right amount. And then up we go is at 2.5, and then this is probably too fast of a roll this time. So need to find the in between. For that. Overbanked a little bit on the rollout, and then we were so high because the roll was so fast. I just kind of let it coast until I rolled out, and then my rollout was underrolled and overpulled. Huh. Oh, flippin' heck. Okay, so what happened here is we're going 450 knots, right? So our alpha should be relatively low, right? It's negative 2.7 here.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the canopy in a spot in the sky. And when I rolled out, I pulled back to that canopy spot in the sky. And that isn't the right choice. I'm just gonna roll out and kind of like gently catch it. That way I'm easier to stay formed on. This is a C minus.
Yeah, so I was just in, even though I didn't catch a rollout from the second Fortis, so that was nice. I was just trying to stay right in there. There's so many like funny power things that like lead doesn't have to do, but LaFollow has to do. So I knew that I was gonna need power coming down the hill and have to bring it back out once we started leveling. And so I was like in the process of doing that, and that's when you rolled in. So I pulled out a little bit, but then I was behind and high. So trying to catch you up the hill, and I was like putting in a lot of beans, and then like what power setting? I knew you were at 90, so then come back to it, but then I was just chasing you the whole way. So I was wide and sucked and just out and grumpy. So yeah, this is a C minus. Oh yeah, and then that rollout like scared the crap out of me, so I was just behind as hell for the next maneuver. Because he rolled like right into me. I was like, oh, we're gonna hit. We didn't. There was plenty of room, but it felt for a second like we maybe were gonna hit.
Alright, the section crossover, this was a pretty good setup, if a bit shallow. A little late on the smoke on, but we were able to pull, I was able to pull right to crowd line with that setup. So, ooh, man. On my tack view, you pulled 10.7 G.
You did, or I did?
You did. On my tack.
Yeah, tack. Yeah, I wonder what I pulled in mine.
Yeah, the pull to 80 was fine, and then I actually had relatively flat rolls this time.
9G. Okay.
And then pull to the horizon was relatively matched, and then my rollout apparently was much faster than yours. All in all, this is a C.
Let's see. So finally got in about halfway through the turn. I was more or less able to keep it. I was trying to think about what position I needed to be as we rolled out, but I was having to do a lot more adjustment, attitude-wise. Not my mental attitude, though that too, but like jet attitude than I normally have to fly in form. So that felt weird. Fly in form, at least with the A4. Yeah, I was worried if I was going to have to come up on the radio for smoke on, but I was like, he's going to clobber me because he's going to call the hit right when I say, like, check smoke or something. So I just was like, we're just going to leave it. But then you caught it. That was good. Angle was funny, just a hair. And so I overpulled but I know what the heading is, so I just need to pull to my heading. And I just a bit overshot it. Let's see the rolls. Rolls are fine. I need to pull to the horizon faster. And then I actually can't make the jet roll faster than that when we're going that slow, inverted up that high. So I don't know how you get your roll out to be faster. Maybe you're just talking about timing.
Timing.
Okay, that makes sense because like, I'm full deflection to get it to do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a C. C minus. I still feel like there's just like lots of little things that are like not even like baseline. It's like in the ballpark, but it's underneath the like minimal acceptable. This is not show ready, even if in a bad show.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Alright, this is the 4 points. This is hot trash. Inbounds were way ahead, and then way behind, and so where you hit left, I was low, and then I called the hit way too late. And then I was clear for a long time before you ended up clearing, so that's my bad. I clobbered you on the clear call, you didn't catch it, and so this isn't a safety F, but it's an F. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, setup for this is weird. I haven't quite figured out what my beam point for the 4 mile mark. I was too far wide for this one. I have some ground references and I was using them, but I just like read it wrong or something. So I had a bad lineup, and so the inbounds, the timing was a little off, but then I was also like, I had outboard to inboard angle, and I didn't even notice it until like the 2 mile mark. So that's bad. That's a safety, and I'm fix that for next time back. Glad to be here. F. The maneuver itself inside the box was fine, and then like not hearing you're clear or anything else. So it was just like, well, I'm not doing anything until he says it. Which I guess I probably should just clear because we're not going to hit each other. So that's also a mistake. F. And again, I will fix that for next time. Glad to be here.
All right, slow roll.
Slow roll, yeah, I was kind of trying to do a mental reset because there's just a lot of things to like kind of pick up off the floor after the last couple of maneuvers. This slow roll profile is a kind of adjusted thing that I'm doing, and I like it better, but I don't think this is a good one. So this is probably a C slow roll.
Mm-hmm.
The major, well, what's going to knock it down to a D or a C minus or D? D, is that I cleared incorrectly. I just did a little quarter turn, and I want to do the full 270, so D.
I think. So you're gonna do the climb?
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, it has to be a climb. And also, I was watching the tape. He arcs it.
Okay.
And having flown this maneuver enough times, you basically have to arc it. It's hard to get it to be flat.
I wonder if you could start lower. I don't know. I'll be curious to see what it looks like from the ground.
I mean, I could try to start lower. I don't know what altitude would I start. 400? Yeah, I could get lower. It's just because I'm coming out of that turn, like you end up scooping, and
Yep, I get
it's
it.
the whole thing. So, yeah.
I'm just thinking about like in the future, like once you're feeling good about it, like what's your
Oh, it'll be lower.
Yeah.
I think the arc will be like more gradual, and I'll be lower to the ground for sure.
All right, line
I'm not
abreast
into polish mode with any of this yet.
for sure. Line abreast loop. My turn was far too gentle. And by that I mean like I was sorry, it wasn't gentle enough, believe it or not.
Huh.
Like we came at this at an angle and kind of like came around at the last second, so that was a little bit of a bummer. But like I felt like that was good timing. So I'm gonna keep doing what I did behind the crowd, well, during your thing. Just need to make the turn a little bit a smidge wider, and then bring a little bit more pull in at the 90. Yeah, we were sorry, we were 10 knots slow on the up, so I brought in a little bit more pull. And then the rest of it was like pretty good on profile. Didn't have to do much with the pull coming out at the bottom. That being said, we're pretty far crowd right, which is weird because I started up we go at a mile, and that's usually where I do it. But I guess I added more. Oh well, there you go. The reduction of speed and the addition of more pull means that we're crowd right. That being said, my clear was freaking nailed. And yeah, I'm gonna give this a C.
Still kind of trying to figure out the rejoin. I was like, let's just set up a really aggressive angle. But then I was like, well, how am I going to turn in for this? I was like, all right, we're going to split S. But I don't think I'm high enough to really make that work. Only 3,000 feet AGL, so I need to be a little higher to do it. Probably 4. But that's probably what I'm going to try to do in the future. But then I got to find you in the ground clutter, which is not easy. So there's more to work on here. But I was in close thereabouts for the first time doing this. Again, like lots of attitude adjustments to the jet while I was flying for him here. It was very wobbly, felt wobbly. A little underneath you, so I'm trying to work on that. And then just kind of behind the additional pull caught me out, so I was just underneath it again. And then I don't know what to do about the boards. Maybe you have ideas because you fly form on a couple of my loops, but like I was full military power with the boards out and losing you down the hill. So I don't really know. I don't know. I'm sure there's something I'm doing wrong, but I don't. It's like I don't have any more room for this. Like I don't. There's nothing else I can add. I can't add more power. I could pull the boards out, but then I'll scoot right by. So maybe I could fan them a little bit instead of doing full boards. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll keep working it. And then once you brought the boards in, I didn't keep power in, and so you blasted away from me, and I wasn't able to stay with you, which was a bummer. And then that clear just feels bad, even when you do it right. It's just like so slow, and you're basically on the verge of stall the entire way. But this is probably probably a C minus. No, this is a D. It can be much better. I need more practice.
8 point was too slow. Not enough pull. Okay, that's not true. It was not enough pull. So I really had to like hork it out of the dirt to clear. So that's a safety. I'll fix it for next time. Glad to be here. Moving on to the horizontal rolls. Inbounds felt pretty good. Looks like we were in a good spot. We're gonna hit like 2 right. I think I called the hit at the right time. Yep. And our rolls are matched speeds, and our clears are matched. That's gonna be a B.
Nice. I haven't, like, it took me a while to get the setup for the 4-point in the Legacy show because of the line arrest loop, and similar problem here. I was just like in the wrong spot in the sky and didn't have the acceleration to get where I needed to be on speed, on time for the setup of this. So that's bad. The rest of the inbounds, I kind of fixed them. And then there's an overroll rolling out from this maneuver. So all in all, this is a C minus. It's not horrible, but definitely room for improvement, and definitely not baseline yet.
Inverted TOA.
Inverted tuck over roll. So we did the rectangular profile. Allowed us to get online pretty well. My smoke setup was wrong because I was in a new jet. We were outboard to inboard, which is not something that happens very often. So I think just more pull in the turn probably. And then let's see. Roll inverted. And I'm just looking at this. I think I was just trying to catch it. I don't think there was like intentional adjustments there. Just trying to capture the altitude. So I just need to be better about that. And then a big overroll on the actual hit. So this is a D.
Yeah, rejoin. I had plenty of time. I'll get way better at that as we practice this, but I was scared to overspeed, so I was fanning boards early. I had some time to think about lineup, probably 2 to 3 seconds, which should be enough. I mean, it's going to be more like 5 to 6 seconds once I understand what this is like, but I haven't lined up on Showline in a hot minute for this maneuver. This is exactly what we're supposed to be doing, though, so don't change anything. I did not realize that you were yugging for this. The way that we set it up with the 18 is that we didn't yug, because we had that little bit of pull right before the roll-in, so I just was doing that by habit. Are we yugging this roll?
I've been yugging all of my inverted rolls with the A4, just because it's really hard to catch with that much drive, I find. And just a little bit of a yug to unload the jet helps.
Great.
And it's funny that we've gotten this far in and now we're having this discussion because I've done it every time. But I'm not saying that you should have caught it. I also never said that I was doing it. So it's just funny that it's taken us this long for that to come up.
So that explains why I was early on my roll, because I was like, I rolled right at the right time, but I rolled the moment you yugged. So, like, it should line up once I yug. And then I have to match yug with you, so there's some challenge to that. But that being said, I was just a little sucked, as I tend to be once we get inverted for this maneuver.
We can do the. I'll practice the Hornet way where we climb a little bit.
See if
I wasn't
works.
able to get it consistent when I was trying it initially, but it's been a minute, so.
Well, you try that, I'll practice yugging, and we'll meet in the middle.
Okay.
Or you'll just tell me what you're going to do, and then I'll do that.
Yep.
I overrolled my clear, so I ended up getting tucked in behind you again. I just might need to kick a little bit of right rudder when we clear this. Because because of where I am, I'm going to get behind you in the turn. Like, that's just how it's going to work. So I think I just need to, like, roll to the angle and kick a smidge of right rudder to create separation.
Well, part of the thing that happened to you is that I overrolled it initially and then backed it off because I'd overrolled, and so I backed it off beyond 45. So it was like at 40 degrees.
Okay, well, I guess I won't touch anything yet until we get one that we feel like it's representative, and then we'll see where we're at. But anyway, I would consider this to be a D. A D? No, a C minus, because I could fault myself for not catching your yug, but we never briefed that. So I'm gonna give myself an extra half a grade here and give myself a C minus. I think this is really close to being being baseline.
Okay, yeah. All right, section roll. You mentioned something about smoke in the turn, so like I kind of had to like reset my brain after that. But the setup actually was all right. The big problem here was I just didn't roll fast enough to start with, so we got we were not inverted over center point. And then we were like, and then also the nose was already like through the horizon by the time we were inverted, so I had to bring in pull at like the, what would that be, the 270 mark. And we got real low. Let's see, how low do we get? Not too bad, 400 feet, but there's buildings down there, so we shouldn't be clearing that low. And it also just means that like when you have that much pull in, you got to bring it back out, and that's difficult to catch. So this is probably a B minus though. It's not awful. It's just not. It can be better. No, that's C. That's baseline.
Okay. I was never in for this entire thing.
You look in.
No.
Right.
Never in for this entire thing. There's just a bunch of micro problems. I mean, this is like borderline. This is like riding the line between C minus and D. I wasn't stable power wise, and I was not in a consistent position the whole, like, in any axis the whole way. So I'm gonna give myself a low C minus. No, I'm gonna give myself a high D. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, moving on.
Alrighty, this is the fleur-de-lis. Because of the way that the section roll had so much pull in it, we were pointed more away from crowd than crowd right, or crowd left rather, so it made the turn a little weird, but it wasn't too bad. A little bit more ease of pull and drive on the rollout, but and then did I overroll it? I think I overrolled a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm just rolling a little fast. Just a hair, though. Not too bad. And then coming right. That's a C. That is a baseline C.
I finally got in around this turn, which was good, and then I did the walkout at the right time, but then I reduced power, because you do that in the 18 when you do a walkout, but in the A4 you need to add power. So it's backwards, but I finally added the power and actually got a little bit ahead of you before the hit. We pushed at the same rate and rolled at the same time for the first one. That's good. For the clear, I didn't call smoke off first, which probably caught you out a little bit. I called the roll first, and then I rolled immediately when I called it, so that was stupid. So my roll's too early, and I called smoke off in the turn. Like, I just smoked off by myself. I didn't even call it. That's stupid. So yeah, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad. I'm gonna give this a C minus.
If you want to call the smoke off, you can. We could also just have it on the clear, like once we get inverted and clear.
I think I want to call the smoke off.
Okay.
Because it's cleaner that way.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. Dirty clean loop. I forgot to turn my smoke on. That's the big story here. The rest of it was on parameter. Yeah. I don't really have a lot to say about the rest of it. I think I called flaps. I'm sorry. I realized I over called that one. But I was calling speeds and distances all the way in, and then the loop was good, and the clear from the loop was good. So C minus. A little bit of cleanup left. I need to turn the smoke on. That makes it a safety. So thanks for next time. Glad to be here.
I don't know if smoke is a safety, but
smoke off is a safety, especially in this maneuver when you're trying to pick me out of the ground clutter.
I guess that's true.
The point of smoke is safety, not to look cool.
There's a point you can see it in the TAC view where I like climb a little bit as we're coming in, and that's because you called the distances was great. You called the 2 mile or 2.5 mile call twice. You called it at 3.5 and at 2.5, and
Oops.
so the second time, at least I think that's what happened. I don't know. I have to go look at the tape. Maybe I was confused. Doesn't matter. There was something that happened around that time where I thought you were in a place where you weren't yet, and then you called a different distance, and then based on like what else you were doing with like your gear and all the other things you were saying, that I was like, oh, he's actually here. So I fanned the boards. I slowed way down, and then you said you were like at a mile or something, and so then I dove and picked up speed. But even with full power coming down the hill, I didn't get enough speed to make the loop wide enough to make the timing work. So it's very coordinated all the way through. I could have pushed a little over the top, but I was worried about getting behind you. But by the time we got to like, I don't know, probably the 200, like over the top, I'm starting to come back down the hill. I was like, oh shoot, I'm going to be way ahead of him. And there was basically no way to do it. So I just sort of like accepted that I was really early and did what I had to do. You were all over the radio, so I didn't even bother saying anything. I just did my thing and waited for you to call clear. I'm going to call this a D.
Question. Last time we talked, you said you were going to wait for me to call clear before you broke left. I understand that you were extremely ahead in this scenario. And there's no possible way that there could have been a conflict. How do we want to handle this situation in the future?
I mean, I'll leave it to you. Technically, you're the safety officer of this maneuver because you can see it all. Or at least at that point.
Yeah, I'm
so
not
you
supposed to call
decide
gear
what
and
you
stuff
think
on the
is
back end, so
safe.
I shouldn't. Sorry, my bad. I'm also not supposed to call the poles? I'm confused. What am I supposed to call once I get into the loop? Was what I was giving you helpful?
Once you're in the loop, I'm flying it visually. It's helpful to know when you're vertical, when you're horizon. After that, I'm looking at you like I can see you. The vertical, I can't see you. And the horizon, depending on, like, it's hard for me to tell because of the parallax. So I don't know where you, like, I thought you were horizon. So part of the reason I was a little early is, and this is not your fault, but that's like, I misread where you were. So it looked like you were flat, but you still had a couple degrees to go, and I was already past the horizon point. And so knowing where your horizon is helps me know, like, I might have been able to fan boards and spread it out a little bit and maybe save it. I think the problem here though is actually none of that. It's just that I wasn't fast enough. I was doing like 400 knots, and so I just didn't have fast enough jet. But yeah, as far as like what you need to call in the loop, I mean, you call whatever you got to do to like fly the profile because you're managing a ton of stuff. All I really need is the vertical and the horizon.
All right, I'll call up we go.
And like when you say up, when you're going up.
I'll call up we go, vertical horizon, and then easing the pole to level, and that's about it. And so that'll give you room. That'll give me room to call clear for you if you're early.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. I'll work on that on my own time. All right. Section loop.
So all of my loops have this problem, including the one we just talked about, where I think I just have some right roll in it because I keep getting off axis. And so I need to fix that. I was actively thinking about it during the show, but I still made the same mistake. And the one practice I've done between the last time we flew and this time, same problem. So I need to work on that. So we were a little bit outboard to inboard to start this thing and a little slow. I was worried about you getting in and trying to maintain a slower speed. But I think what I'm going to do in the future, just so you know, is I'm going to climb a little bit more so I can come down the hill and pick up speed a little more.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be a smooth loop entry as opposed to like leveling out and then coming up the hill. It'll just be like we'll go into it as we kind of scoop out. So just so you know that's probably what's going to happen in the future. I will try to keep the speed at 350. So that way when I come down the hill and pick up speed. So the idea would be that hopefully you would get in by about the 90 and then
Try
we could
350
come
or
down.
lower because I'm coming from 175 knots and I'm gonna have to climb to you. So like,
All right, here. Let me try a different thing. I'm going to come even further behind crowd. I'm not going to come directly behind. I'm going to like go kind of behind crowd. What would that be? Right, even not that full heading, but like an extra 10 or 20 degrees left of
okay,
where I was, and then start to come back. So there's more because like if I go slower, we're just never gonna get to 450. Like you might be able to get in, but like we'd have to go military power to do it. Um,
okay.
so either that or I'd have to get a lot higher, and that makes your rejoin harder. Especially because of it's a surprising amount of like aggressive turn, surprisingly aggressive
I
turn.
know. It's crazy. I
Um,
was really surprised this time.
so
I thought you were gonna go out
I think
further and then turn in.
I don't think that helps. And I also like hold on, I want to look because I was looking at my distance from center point as well. Yeah, I could probably go out a little further, like 3.5 miles max distance. Anyway, I was worried about busting the box, and it gets weird. You go far enough behind crowd, and the turn just gets weird.
I
Like you
know.
know
Yeah.
what it's like from doing the setup for the line abreast loop. So anyway, I'm going to experiment with different profiles to try and give you a possible rejoin, but we have got to get up to 450 if we're going to do this
I
loop
agree.
and
Yes.
safely. Okay, so we were slow. I had a little bit of right roll. Is that true? Yes, just a smidge. It's not much. Maybe a little bit of rudder. I don't know. I'm looking at my traces. Anyway, the fact of the matter is that like right around the vertical point, it just starts to like lose shape.
Yep.
And then I chose not to bring power out on this particular version of it to try to not throw you off. And that meant we had
matter.
a lot of speed coming down the hill. But I don't see any other way to do this reset. And so it's going to be some version of this. I hate it. I think it's ugly and really hard to be consistent or like easy for you to follow. So maybe I will figure out a better way to do this, but I have yet to figure it out. Because we just get so freaking high. Like, look at this. I'm like 6,000 feet before we come back around. So, which we have the airspace, but still, I don't want to have to do that. And then we're like, I don't even know how far from center point. We stayed inside the box. That's good to know. All right, cool. So anyway, I hate that, but that's probably what it's going to have to be. This is a D.
Yeah, I got in on the rollout. I'm not even quite in. So I was trying to work it up by the time you went up we go, and wasn't quite in, and
Yeah, God help you if I'm on the power to try to get speed.
yeah, dude, it was a nightmare, let me tell you. Overtook you once we got vertical, so had to ease a little bit out, and then got sucked. I was able to maintain position with you through the boards by like not doing boards, like and like modulating power, and then say when you came off of boards, I came off of boards a little earlier than you to try and close the gap, and I was closing the gap, and then you came right, and I remembered last time it freaked out, so I dropped a bunch of power and then fell back. And then I remembered that as you come around this corner to the left, you got to add a ton of power on the outside wing, and that actually worked out. So I got back in, like, for most of the turn into the flirtly and just fell out right at the end, as we were going 470 knots on the bottom of the hill. That's
one of the reasons why I don't want to climb
that's
that
when
much.
the jet gets really spooky to fly
Yeah.
on the wing. Yeah, this is a D. I have a suggestion.
Okay.
Once you boards and get your pull set for coming out towards the bottom, try using power at that point.
All right. We can
Because,
try
like,
it.
I'm not doing anything except for flying off your wing at that point. So, like, just like that'll work. Don't try and do it while you're adding the pull back in to come down the hill, because that's probably just gonna be too much to work on the wing. But like once you get your pull set and you feel good about it for coming out the bottom, that's when you can start using the power, and I'll be able to catch it then.
The tough thing is that from about the 90 on, I'm easing a lot of pull, so that we just don't come shooting out the other side like you do in the line abreast loop.
I'm aware. It's very challenging once we hit the bottom of the hill. Because
So,
you're using
like-
tons of pull and coming right, and it's just like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like, we were only doing 430 knots. God damn it.
I don't know how to.
I
I
don't
don't know how
know,
to do this
dude.
differently.
I
I'm
don't
gonna have to go
know.
look at the tape again. I'm pretty sure this is what
You
Boss
could try
does, but
using power at the 45 vertical.
I could try, but I also don't want to stall over the top.
You're right. We're only doing 180 knots. Never mind. Don't do that.
Honestly, the place to do it is probably right after boards.
But then you're having
But that,
pull.
yeah, but then, yeah, it's just, there's no good place to do it. There's just no good place to do it. Like,
Maybe towards the bottom of the... No, because you're easing pull. I don't know. If you could find a spot in the middle of there to give the calls, do it.
I know where I want to do it.
Where do you
It's
want
like,
to do it?
stand by the boards, comes the pull easing power. That's probably where it goes.
Yep.
Because then after that, then like stand by the boards, a little more pull or easing the pull or whatever happens
Easing pull,
after.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Well, good luck fitting that into your cadence. Yeah, moving on to the...
It feels relatively natural. Anyway, so yeah, loop right across. So the setup was weird because of the way that we just talked about. Did I grade that loop?
Sure,
D.
why not?
It's a D. What did you grade it?
I was kind of in for this loop. So I'm going to give it a C minus.
All right. Loop right across, sorry, inboard to outboard, and I was worried about doing that thing that I keep doing with loops, and even though I was worried about it, I still did it. It looks like I'm left wing down, actually.
For this one, yes, correct.
Okay, so I wonder if I've got a little bit too much, because I think I'm coming right and right wing down that I am overcorrecting. So anyway, so that was a bummer. And then also, I guess I should have kept the pull in.
Yeah.
Like I eased some pull,
You
and
did.
then we ended up squirting out to the right. So that's just a bummer. Yeah, so we were basically right above the crowd violating our faces off, and then also two right, or at least two right, maybe three. So that's safety. Glad to be here. I'll fix that for next time. I need to be outboard. It's just what I need to be.
God, Adam. Sorry. Go ahead.
And then outbounds were pretty good once I got the speed under control. But I knew that I had some room because I was way behind where you were. And then I didn't get to 4G like I normally at the speed I normally do, so that's super bad. And I realized it, but I was like, no, nothing I can do about it now. Sorry. And then inbounds were actually all right. And you almost made that hit work, so well done you. This is an F for a variety of reasons, not least of which is the fact that I crowd violated. So, fix my safety. Glad to be here.
I broke out on heading, which I realized was going to create a shallow angle, so I like looped it away from crowd. But then when I rolled out, like, I had no idea where I was. I was like, if you go back look at the stream, I'm like, I'm looking around, I'm like, where the heck am I? Finally,
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That's crazy.
finally saw center point at the right time, like right as I was starting to pull out, so I didn't have time to put it on my nose. So that's why I'm shallow. But yeah, almost made the hit work, but I was ahead of you on every checkpoint, outbound and inbound, and over the top. And I was trying to fix it at multiple points, and none of it mattered because yours was so non-standard. I was like, ah! Like you weren't terrible, but it was just non-standard enough that the adjustments that I was trying to make wasn't fixing it. So tried to fix it on the inbounds and didn't quite get there. Was a little early. Clear was fine. Clearing angle was a little shallow. That's what I've stated, but I think I'm going to pull due west instead, so add another 10 degrees to it, because this turn back keeps being shallow. I'm going to grade myself a D for loop break cross. Moving on to the section tuck over break. Because of the shallow angle, this turn was super high and super tight, which sucks balls, because the rollout was awful and we had to like add tons of drive in, which makes it unstable. But the benefit of that is that we get to hang out on the inbound for freaking forever. Had to add a smidge of pull before we broke. Our brake rolls are timed perfectly.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. And our rollout is also timed perfectly, and our clear behind crowd is timed pretty well. This is going to be a C minus because of the poor setup.
So not a safety, but an adjustment I'm going to make is I'm actually going to climb a little bit, just like 500 feet, as I'm transiting in front of crowd for the rejoin into this maneuver, because I ended up punching through my own smoke trail and I can't see you. So not only is it hard to rejoin, but like if for whatever reason I'm way ahead, we could hit each other and I would have no idea. So that just dangerous, and I want to do that. Also, yeah, I didn't see you until you started climbing and coming left, because again, it's just hard to pick the jet out at that distance, which is realistic, actually. It's hard to find small aircraft in the sky. All right, so I actually got in relatively quickly, and I was like, where am I supposed to be? It's like, all right, I'm hiding the jet. What am I hiding against? Pick the wrong ground reference. We'll see what it looks like on the tape. And then realized, oh, I have to add a bunch of power to try to stay in parallax. And then I was worried about like getting past you, which I didn't want to do. So I just kind of like stabilized it, which I think is probably the right call. I could be a little closer, but I don't want to be too close. Yeah, I like probably 2 jets too far back.
Yep.
So probably uncomfortably close. And as long as I'm staying separated altitude-wise, maybe it will make that work. But this is probably a C.
Yeah, good job. The section flat pass. Outbounds were good. Turn-in was good. Was able to stabilize right around 300. It ended up being about 320, which is a bummer. But I would prefer to be a little fast and a little slow, but I just stabilized it at 3 miles and just kept it right there at the power. And then we were nice and stable all the way in, a little bit of pull to keep ourselves level, and then came right at center point and smoke off. And then we'll get into the landing next, but I'm going to call this a solid C. C. This is baseline.
So this is the first time I made this rejoin actually work. I made an adjustment in the practice. I was like, I'm going to delay for 2 potatoes and then just like wait till he crosses that like nose line and just pull hard into you. And that more or less worked. And then it was just a matter of like figuring out the speed. And I think the kind of bearing line rejoin thing I'm doing sort of works. And then I got in. And I was more or less in, except for one point. I don't know if you'd reduce power or I added it to try to fix a thing, but I got a little ahead of you, which was a bummer. But this is probably a C plus.
Nice. Yeah, and I think that's a good baseline for you, and then you can tighten it up as we go.
Yep.
All right. Landing. Yeah, this was a tighter turn, with a quicker rollout. We were still fast. It's weird, because I'm pulling more G and easing more power than I had before, and we were still fast. So, I guess more time with more power equals less speed. Whatever. I guess we'll be easing more power then, even that. Next
really?
time.
Ooh.
I know.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it either. But, like, I don't know. It's either ease. I think we're going to have to ease either the same amount of power and add more pull, or ease more power with the same amount of pull. I'm going to try number 1 first, so we'll ease that same amount of power but put even more pull in. We'll see how that works. But as it was, flaps and everything, stabilized it, got the speeds, gear down. This was definitely my best approach ever for this, but we were low. So I'm really glad I didn't scrape you off on the stadium. And our lineup was a little bit left of center, but I was like, that's fine. Also, it was a little long because we were low, but I was also like, that's fine. And then, screw me, I landed and didn't ease the power out. So that's the problem. That's why I ran away.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know. I'll talk about it in mine, but yeah.
But that's why the spoilers didn't activate when I landed, because my power wasn't idle. And then I was hard on the brakes to make sure we made the turn, and we did. So unfortunately, after that great setup, this landing demotes this to a D. Actually, no, it's an F because I almost scraped you off on the stadium. Fix that for next time, glad to be here.
Alright. I was pretty locked in. You pulling power out and pulling power out and pulling power out. I was like, what power setting are we going to be at? I don't even know how to follow this, which I actually managed okay. The problem I had is when you introduced flaps, I added a little power to it, like account for that, and you did not, and then you did, and so like I had to pull power out because I was like, oh shoot, I'm overspeeding, and then you added it, and then I got like low and slow, and so fell out, and that was a bummer. But yeah, your approach was very stable. I was locked right in. We flew it all the way to the ground. I remember like kind of seeing the stadium out of the like the roof of the stadium out of the corner of my eye, looking up at your jet, and was like, we are low. But we didn't hit it, and I was like, I'm going to fly this thing right into the stadium. And we didn't hit it. And then landed, and you just shot away from me, and I was like, my God, I didn't even pop the spoilers. I didn't even get to them because you're like, stand by the boards, and I was like, crap. So like, I was late on the boards. You were still ahead of me, and then I didn't even pop the spoilers out, and you're still out there and like, racing away, and I was like, what am I gonna, like, how am I gonna make this work and even look passably okay? So knowing that you didn't pull the power out is very helpful, because that means there's still a range within which maybe this will work.
It'll work.
And so none of the data from once we were on the ground is useful to me in this particular scenario. And then, yeah, taxiing is hard. This is probably, honestly, well, with the bobble and the flap thing, it's probably a C+. It's like, if it hadn't been for that flat bobble, I would give this a B. But the flat bobble is a solvable problem by me, and so that's a C+.
Taxi back, my initial turn didn't have any power. I need to fix that for next time. But the rest of the taxi was solid. Hopefully we'll have time to boards on the runway in the future. But if not, it's going to be this cadence probably, which is flaps, boards, spoilers. And then parking was the best I've ever done. I'm going to give the taxi back a solid B-.
Mm-hmm. Good to know that it's going to be fast forward spoilers. I was just like, what? So it's hard to follow. And then I learned some things about taxiing and taxiing information with this jet, even that I didn't know before, which is basically I'm riding the brakes the whole time, because that's about the only way I can stand. Bad for the brakes, but who cares? It's a sim. I haven't figured out what my distance needs to be in order to make the parking turn. I basically matched the rate of your turn, but I was in the wrong spot relative to the
Dudes.
my parking space, and so I had to fix it and slow down the last 30 degrees of the turn, and so still working on that. This is a C minus. C minus? No, it's a D. There are enough problems with the taxi.
Good job matching the rate of turn. That looks impressive. Yeah, you're gonna have to be up my rear because of how tight we are on the parking. Because if you rotate this jet, we're gonna be basically touching. So
It's gonna be really hard.
You're gonna be
Smoking
by exhaust, essentially. Another method is we could be the same length, and then I can just turn a little later, and we can come back towards each other a little bit. But that doesn't look as good. If you can get tighter,
I think I can. It's just gonna be really hard because of what the power does. And if you, depending on how fast or slow you are, which I have no way of knowing, you're either gonna basically rotate on a point, and I'm gonna hit you if I'm a little fast relative to you, or if I'm a little slower relative to you, then you will make this nice arc, and I will rotate on a point, and then be in the wrong spot, which is what happened today. So, I will learn this over time. I know. But I haven't figured it out yet.
All right. Remember how to operate the camera. All right. We can watch ourselves do a setup now. 'Cause why not? Okay, opciones. It'd be really cool if the sound options were part of the profiles that got saved.
That makes sense. Yeah, that would, wouldn't it?
Because a lot of times the reason why you have those different graphics settings is for different devices.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be nice to, or maybe when you switch between VR mode and not VR mode. It does something.
Yeah, save the state.
I don't know. It'd be nice.
Yep. Oh God.
What?
I'm supposed to take a check ride on Saturday, and it ain't gonna happen.
You're gonna miss another check ride.
The weather was looking good until I looked at the forecast just today, and now it looks bad. Oh God damn it.
When are you gonna get this damn check right now?
Well, the funny thing is it was rescheduled from Sunday to Saturday, and Saturday looked like better weather, and now Sunday looks freaking gorgeous. I'm never gonna get this check ride done, dude.
Is it the same person you're scheduling with every time? Just beg the dude.
I basically did when I contacted him last time. I was like, look, man, you've already bumped me for CFII who didn't pass his check ride. Give me a stinking check ride.
Do you have to do... Never mind. Watch the tape. Yeah.
I don't have to do it with that guy, no. But
Too long of a
he's the
pull.
known quantity, and I know him.
And then too sloppy. But it's nice and level turnout.
Yeah, nice stuff. Alright, so I gotta roll on faster. I guess I'll just start rolling once you do. Just keep going.
Eventually you'll get to the point where you can call my roll and just roll onto the runway, essentially.
Right. Well, I mean, the reason why he doesn't get on the runway until the other guy calls clear is if you have a problem and have to put it back down, he needs to not be on the runway.
Yep.
That's
nice. That was a better one.
It's not flat as hell like the dude in the video, but it's getting there.
One slight improvement going forward could be smoking on once your gear is up. Because he's smoke on from the roll.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I've just been waiting till after the hit.
Yeah.
But I could do that, yeah. Slow roll, and I still overrolled it. Bummer. Cool.
My opinion
Alright.
would be a smidge high.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, not clear.
Yeah, I can get a lot lower.
The solos in this era are just like were low. Where is the me? Come on, there's got to be an aircraft out there. Oh, there's the me. Nice and low. Though not really. I felt very high for this knife edge.
Same. Not bad. One right. A little high.
That's about the adequate level of snap. There was a time where I was practicing this with full deflection for every roll. It looked ridiculous. Gosh, I hate the overrolls, dude.
Mm-hmm. I think that'll be a muscle memory thing over time. It's like
Nice altitude.
modular. Ooh, altitude. Yes. Yeah, you roll and pull, like push like crazy. Okay, cool. That's not what I've been doing. I need to do that. Got it.
Clean!
I think it'll be a matter of like rolling, and then like the rollouts will be more measured, but like at a very imperceptible
Yep.
level,
Mhm.
but just a little less deflection on the rollout, so you're not like. Rrr!
Yeah, I agree. The ones I've gotten right do that, and you don't even notice from the ground.
Yep. It was very high. Holy cow. Noted. Yeah, and the Hornet, you have to like over control it to get it to stop. Like past the.
Yeah. Then this,
Uh-huh.
it's quite easy. Alright, let's see how our Blivet looks. This was the closest that we've gotten.
Yeah.
I think we want to be 45s and down further because you want it to develop for the crowd a little bit more than this.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, but I'll figure it out.
You're gonna need to be probably a good 200, maybe between 200 and 500 feet higher than me for the hit.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Alright.
I would love to know what he actually did.
I know, dude. Because he freaking nailed it in that video.
Yeah.
The guy's still alive.
I don't know how to talk to him.
I know. Blue Angels Phantoms, if you watch our stuff, could you ask, like... could you ask Six to give a very detailed description, point by point, of how he accomplished the Blivet from that year?
Honestly, I would be happy with any A4 solo pilot who flew a Blivet, or even a non-solo pilot who knew about the Blivet profile that could give any information at all. 'Cause it's a black box. It's
a
just
bla-
like,
yeah.
that's ridiculous
We're doing
that
it
they did
entirely
that.
based off of visual. Of one,
And one video.
One
Yeah.
video. Nice job. That's a good... That was pretty
I
good.
got a little behind,
Well,
though.
that was because of my gear. That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
you. Alright.
Okay.
He's gone.
10 TIFF out of existence. Yeah. Picked the wrong reference.
It happens. We were so high, I had to drop us
I
down.
also wasn't in the right spot either. Like, if you're there, it's pretty easy to stay there, but if you're not, it's hard to fix it.
It's crazy that they extended the gear in formation for this maneuver.
Yeah.
It's so hard, dude. So many things you're fumbling with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're gonna have to learn how to do the parallax thing in this jet too.
I don't know that I mean, when I get to the point where I feel I'm comfortable, I can start working on the parallax thing, but it's
Yeah,
going
that's
to be
good. That's
really
good.
hard.
Good job. Maybe a smidge higher, but like that was pretty good.
Okay.
Like you kept in the right X and Y, or X rather, I should say, or Z. The X and the Z were good. The Y, you were a little low.
All right. My smoke didn't work because I don't remember what it was.
You didn't do your checklist.
I did so. I also had to reset my jet. But I did. I have the checklist.
It was your station.
It wasn't my station. I checked that. When you said check your station, I looked. I was like, it's up. It's right. It was my master switch, which was up. I checked it.
Weird.
But I didn't visually check because it's behind the stick.
Uh-huh.
And the physical switch was up. Was master switch armed. The in-jet one was not. Because I was flying the Corsair, and it was glitching when you had the marry what the cockpit was to your
so
physical
you
switch when you get in the jet. So I turned it off, and I think that's what got me.
The Corsair is a buggy aircraft. Ooh.
Just a hair high, okay?
Well, it won't be. Well, yeah, it will be. Okay.
Bummer. Yeah, just a hair.
Just a hair hot. Dude, alright.
Cool.
Take a look at that tape and find that reference. Alright, let's see if my rolls are any good this time. Better. I think that's...
You're neutralizing, right? Like you're full neutral before you start that.
Yeah.
Because I know there's pull to get up the hill, but
Oh no, I'm full neutral.
I just dump the stick and then left.
I know. I'm trying.
Huh.
That's
interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. We gotta diagnose that somehow, though. I might... When we start drilling stuff, I might have you sit on the ground, and I'll just do that 4 or 5 times, and you tell me which one looks good.
Alright.
Terrible 4-point from me.
Just do a flight night where we just drill stuff instead of doing a show sequence. Probably not a bad idea. Hair high, not too bad though.
Climb. Gosh, that was a terrible 4-point from me. Alright. And you did that.
Yeah, starting at high. Need to be lower to start.
It's a good profile.
Yeah, timing's about right.
Yeah.
As well. So that's good. Okay. Yeah, that's probably C minus.
You were
Ugh. Bad clear.
You were Your level flight was like 3 left based on attack view.
Uh-huh. So I need to delay just a little bit more before I start it.
You're abreast for the start.
Yep, it's the last time. So, like, what happened there was the roll and the pull that I do when I'm leading.
Yep.
So I rolled into you. So it is left wing down, okay. And then now I'm behind.
It's so hard to catch up over the top, but then you don't want to add too much in because oftentimes when you come down
There's
the
the
hill, you can be
boards,
ahead.
and I'm like...
You're a little late on the boards in.
That was a choice I made because I thought if I was early, I'd scoot out ahead of you, but I was wrong about that guess. Jeez, I'm all over the shop with those attitude adjustments, man. Okay. Lots to work on. That will need to be
There we
drilled.
go. That's a good altitude to start, but not enough yug. Sloppy 8-point.
Whew.
Had to hork it.
Yeah.
Pull it out of the dirt. Take a look at my tape on that one, dude. Looked very scary. It's like, I'll
I
be
believe it.
fine. Trying to get us closer to center point, so I fanned the boards.
Good altitude. Nice roll out, flat. It's like, what, one right?
Yeah, still sloppy rolls, though. I'm doing something wrong fundamentally. I'll start with the horizontal rolls. Have you watch them. Once I fix that, give the section whatever. Ooh! Ooh!
Nice.
Ooh! I had a feeling. That's good to know. This is when I realized your smoke wasn't working.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I can do it. You have to be higher than you. Well, I wasn't even trying to hide the jet. I was just trying to fly for him, so. Early for me.
It's because of the or no, not because of the that was, yeah, never mind. I was thinking about the first one.
Alright. The first form flying of the day. Oh yeah. It's a hair too slow. Flown enough rolls in my time. This is a scary moment when you are invert and you're like, we're gonna have to pull out of this, and I'm not even at the 90 yet.
Yep.
Got sucked. Classic. And you were easing pull, and I was expecting power for some unknown reason. My brain was like, he's gonna ease power. You're like, ease? I was like, power, yes. And then it was the pull, and I was like, oh! I don't know why I thought you were gonna ease power. There we go. That's in. And then there's the push out. Too early. Noted. Oh, that's cool. Got underneath you. If I can get that level, that's gonna look really sick.
Yep.
There we
Good
go.
work. Ooh, all good.
Yeah.
Well done, us. Dude, we're like right over center point,
Yep.
too. Must have called that early.
I think you did.
Yeah, I think I did. Gotta wait to go up the hill.
Because we're supposed to be like 5 right before, on our clear.
Yep.
I was so pissed at myself for not getting the smoke before the gear. I just want to get the gear out so I could stabilize my approach.
Mm-hmm.
Here he comes, ladies and germs.
Looked so good for the first half, but then not so much the second half.
Yeah.
If I just floated more, maybe fan the boards. Remember that first one, or like the second one we did, where I just freaking nailed it?
Yeah, that was crazy.
What the hell? Like a couple of early loops too. It's just like super, super good by you and by me, and like now we're all over the place.
It happens. This rejoin is so hard. Going from nothing to like 500 to try and catch you.
I'll work on different ways to make that easier for you.
You could do like a fairly extreme S-turn. Since I'm not, well, I don't know if you'd have time to do that.
I think I'm just going to come a little bit more left than
Maybe some
just
angle.
strictly right, but you give you some additional angle.
That would be helpful. Oh, there's the drop back. Like, freaked myself out.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to fix when you do that. Like,
I was just behind the rest of the way.
yeah.
I freaked myself out here because of what happened last time. That profile looks right. Just if we do it a little slower.
Yeah, trying.
I know.
There was one I practiced where we weren't going the speed of heat, and we were rolling at like 3,000 feet instead of 6,000 feet. I gotta figure out how to do that again. Maybe I was easing out a ton more pull, or I didn't have enough pull in to begin. I want to try one without the boards and see what that does. Just ease power instead of boards.
Alright.
Because I think boards, you have to bring so much pull in.
The reason why we haven't done that before is because of the power challenge. But I think I can catch it if it's gradual enough.
It'll be gradual.
The trouble is you're going to have to add so much more power in for the loop break cross. So,
Not if I come back down the hill.
yeah, but if you're like at 80%, I mean, I don't know. Well, you try
We'll
it.
see.
Try it, see what happens.
I remember practicing it before I learned that you did boards in the middle of your loops, and I wasn't doing boards at all. I was able to get them. So
The reason I do boards is because I don't want to do a bunch of power in the line of breast loop. It's just a terrible idea.
Yeah. Though I'm having to do, I don't know, the boards are hard to catch, but I will learn. Yep, left wing down.
We broke right over crowd.
Mm-hmm. That ankle is nuts. Oh, you got low too.
Oh yeah, dude. Wanna see how far off this was? It's pretty bad. Psh, looks fine.
Yeah, those angles have a multitude of sins.
Up in the stratosphere. Trying to solve the angle problem because we were so tight.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what this looks like. Ooh. I like it. That's pretty good.
If I could just get there sooner.
Yep. Nice. That looked clean.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, climb. Woof.
So when I do that turn,
Uh-huh.
we should just make sure we're doing the same thing. What I do is just like a 5-degree quick pull, like burp pull, and then roll, and then pull left.
Yes.
So you're like you level smoke off, and then pull. I guess in your case, right bank, and
Oh, I haven't been yugging that turn at all. I've just been
yeah.
turning.
So if you don't yug that turn, I won't yug that turn. But
I
I've
have
been
not
yugging the
yugging
turn.
I'm just rolling and turning because we're high enough.
Okay.
No, we're too fast. We'll be slow enough that the smoke propagation looks cooler than that. A little high too. Just a little.
What altitude are you doing at?
I'm shooting for 250.
Oh yeah. You can probably get down to 200.
No, I mean that was like 350.
Oh okay.
250 looks right. I've done it before. Feels very low, but
Mm-hmm.
it looks right. Good smoke off timing. Hey. Do.
And watch me tumble. Ooh.
Alright. It's time to find out how close you got
All right.
to the stadium.
There it is, the stadium.
Oh, jeez, dude. Alright, hang on. F4.
No, there's a lot of room.
You think that?
I do think that.
Man, I wish
Should
I
have
had...
F4 the other jet.
And then I'm going to... Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna see how low it was, shall we?
Looks really good though. Oh, this is low. You got room. Room for days.
Yeah, no problem.
Ain't no thing.
Clear by like, 100 feet.
At least.
We might have to make an A4 video.
That'd be cool.
Hey, hitting F11 took me back. And we're gonna do it in 4x3.
Sweet.
Goodbye.
Dude, and I was so in. I was like,
it would have been perfect, dude. It would have been perfect. I'm so sorry. I'm like full brakes trying to get the
Yeah, me too. I was squealing.
I was like,
them.
are we gonna overshoot? I was like, nah, I got this.
I was starting to think about like backups? Like, like a weird covered wagon thing? Like, how are we gonna fix
You
this?
can't covered wagon in the A4. It's not possible. Oh, I forgot to turn my taxi light off. Whoops. Unlock, zoom out. It's a big whoops for me. Supposed to turn the taxi lights off.
I think you even gave a radio call about that.
Not this time.
Okay.
Not for taxi light off. I gave a tech call for it to go on for the
I
second
wonder
Fortis.
why I turned mine off.
I'm pretty sure you didn't turn your master light switch on.
Yeah, it's
in your
possible.
second check.
Yeah, it's possible. I remember looking at it though.
Oh, decent speed.
Yeah, I just need to be closer to you.
And I forgot to raise my canopy.
Yeah, you did.
Not at the same time as you, though. Alright. Lots to learn. Lots to practice. Alright, folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. But thanks for joining us. We're going to be flying some more this summer. We're just going to be drilling this. Because we need to.
Welcome to the shed.
Yes. The shed of wood. Alright, folks. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.